Good evening, viewers. I am Nakita Samuel, welcoming you to this week's edition of Agri Business Now. On this week's program, we will continue to enlighten you on the Agricultural Produce and Livestock Act of 2007. An agreement to revitalize the banana industry was signed earlier this week, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines recently exported the largest amount of Seamoss to date. We also have the How to Do segment along with the news and announcement. The details of this package and more after this break.
Water. It is 75% of the Earth's surface, yet it is scarce in some places. It's 70% of our body's mass, yet many do not drink that 8 glasses per day. The forest plays an important part in the water cycle by protecting our watersheds. Water is life. Protect the forest. Preserve life.
Welcome back. Mr. Noel Bruce is a regular face on the program. But for those of you who are joining us for the first time, he is the legal advisor to the Farmer Support Company Limited. He will be explaining Section 11 of the Agricultural Produce and Livestock Act of 2007, which deals with the power to arrest and seize.
So Section 11 says, if upon being required to produce a certificate of purchase or receipt, or to give proof of ownership, or to give an account under Section 10, and the person in charge of the vehicle or other means of conveyance does not produce the certificate of purchase or receipt, or fail to give proof of ownership, or does not give an account, or if he produces a certificate of purchase or receipt, or gives proof of ownership, or gives an account that, in the opinion of the constable, is not genuine, the constable may regard that person as a suspected person and may A. arrest that person and any other person whom he has reasonable cause to suspect. B. Seize any agricultural produce or livestock that the suspected person was found conveying. And C. Seize any vehicle or other means of conveyance or any parcel or package whereby the suspected person was conveying the agricultural produce or livestock. Now, Section 11 is simply saying that the constable or a constable has the right to stop, search, and ask questions. And remember, in the last presentation, we said that the constable need reasonable cause to do so. But Section 11 gives the constable or the officer the power to arrest and seize livestock or agricultural produce. So the constable, on stopping and questioning a person, even if at that time the person is not a suspect, it is within the discretion of the constable, because this section leaves it to the discretion or the opinion of the constable or the officer. So whatever account, whatever explanation, whatever you say to the constable or the officer must satisfy the curiosity, or it must satisfy in the opinion of the officer that it is a reasonable explanation for the goods or the livestock you are carrying or you have in your possession. And remember, I will keep saying it, that the act is not there to harass anyone, but it is there for your protection. And therefore, if a person is conveying transporting, or have in his or her possession goods or livestock, the idea is that they must be able to, or they must be in the position to explain how they come to be in possession of livestock or the produce, or at best produce a certificate of purchase or receipt to evidence how you come about, or how you happen to be in possession of these goods and livestock. So therefore, if you have given the officer an explanation, and the officer, in his or her opinion, is not satisfied with that explanation, you can arrest that person, and remember, it is the discretion of the officer. It is not mandatory. So he may or she may arrest that person or any other person whom he has reasonable cause to suspect. He may take away the agricultural produce and livestock that this suspected person was conveying, and in a subsequent presentation, I will explain what happens to this to agricultural produce or livestock that are seized, that are taken away from the suspected person. And C, the officer may also seize the vehicle or any means of conveyance. So if it is your donkey, he may or she may seize it. And whatever parcel or package that you have in your possession, the officer has the right, the discretion to do so.
Welcome back. You're watching Agri Business Now. The banana industry has contributed significantly to the economy of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. However, over the years, there has been a steady decline in the production of bananas due to numerous factors. Nevertheless, efforts are being made to revitalize the banana industry. So on Monday, 6 May 2009, the Ministry of Agriculture, in collaboration with the government of the Republic of China, Taiwan, signed an agreement to implement the Banana Revitalisation Project, which is geared towards increasing the units of output of banana plantations. Minister of Agriculture, Rural Transformation, Forestry, Fisheries, Industry and Labour, Honorable Saboto Caesar, spoke about the strides the Ministry of Agriculture has made thus far.
Whilst the banana company measures were geared at assisting in the recovery efforts in agriculture in general, but in bananas in particular, we are seeing where by a calculation by the donors basically just scratched the surface. The aim of the BAM was to place the islands in the Caribbean and the Pacific, places in Africa that produced bananas, to place them in a position comparative and comparable to where they were before the removal of the preferences. But we have seen where the $30 million from the BAM definitely cannot address the recovery needed in the rural economy. And here's where we really have to thank the government and people of Taiwan for coming in to add on where the BAM basically left us. And I want to take this opportunity to encourage the young farmers especially. There's a lot of space being created in the agriculture sector. We are seeing the growth in cocoa, the growth in coffee, in cattle, and we are looking for more farmers to get into cattle, and assistance will be provided. And we have to juxtapose this in the context that there is also an emerging industry for medicinal cannabis that will occupy significant space and land space as we move forward. I want to also, since we're on the issue of agriculture, update the nation that there is a Calla Lily project where some 20,000 plants were produced by the Tissue Culture Lab in Orange Hill and are now going to be available in the next few months, because we are looking for an export market for these flowers from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And that we are looking to export biopesticides and biofertilizer produced with your assistance.
His Excellency Calvin Ho, Ambassador of the Republic of China, Taiwan, provided some brief remarks.
In the early years, agriculture industry is absolutely the major role, and also even the foundation of the development of a country. And the banana product was in Taiwan is one of our major agricultural products. I think same were here in the early years. And I know in early 2000 that the banana industry has faced a serious infection by those we just mentioned about black sigatoka or even leaf blight. And this make the production, a significant yield production of the banana products, and certainly affect the economy of this country. So I feel that it's very, very meaningful for us to cooperate with the government of St. Vincent and Grenadines to try to conquer the difficulty faced by this industry. And as I know that since my arrival here in this country, my colleagues from Technical Mission and also our friends in the St. Vincent government, they are so work hard in this regard. Every month that I host a meeting, internal meeting at my embassy, and they will share me about the information. Some of my colleagues actually, and together with our Vincentian government friends, they needed to get up very early to the banana field to spray those fungicide and fertilizer. It was very hard work for them, but I believe all of them are very, very delighted, pleased to do such a meaningful work for the local economy and local farmer friends. And I'm so glad that today that we can go a very further meaningful step to sign this implementation agreement, so that our work can carry out further.
Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Agriculture, Rural Transformation, Forestry, Fisheries, Industry and Labor, Mr. Raymond Ryan, gave some insight into the project.
The project will run for about 4 years, from the time of signing here today to 2022. The executing agency will be the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry, Fisheries, Rural Transformation, Industry, Labor, and the Taiwan Technical Mission in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The project amount is $4,185,000 US. The government of the Republic of China and Taiwan will contribute 2.6 million, and the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines 1.5 million. These are all in US dollars. The banana industry has high economic and social significance in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And it is unable to compete with the larger countries such as those in Latin America in terms of volume and production. Volume of production and prices, sorry. In addition, the loss of the preferential treatment for Windward Island bananas and factors such as rugged terrain, high wage costs, traditional cultivation methods, and the challenge of managing black Secretopia due to limited resources has led to a reduction in banana volumes. This project aims to address the key problem of low unit output, which can be addressed by technical improvement through upgrading farmers' capability of cultivation management and the capacity of extension officers in the Ministry of Agriculture. The objective is to increase unit output to 25 tons per hectare in banana plantations which are participating in this project. It is anticipated that during the period there will be the production of value-added products.
If Agricultural Officer of the Ministry of Agriculture, Rural Transformation, Forestry, Fisheries, Industry and Labour proclaimed his hopes for the future of the agricultural sector.
There's a time when I was operations manager in the banana industry. And I was there at the time when the industry started to shake out. And a lot of it had to do with European new rules, etc., etc. And many of our farmers walked away from the industry. We still have very good opportunities, the potential in St. Vincent and the Grenadines for a vibrant and strong agricultural industry in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And I kind of dream in a kind of a way that the youth of this land would recognize that in the landscape and the seascapes which we have here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we have a potential in our country for viable, sustainable industry that I would want our young people learn the science, learn the business, learn the other dimensions of it and so on. As a consequence of which, we would make banana be a very good word in people's mouth again. What do you think, Minister? And with the support of our Taiwanese friends, I think we can do a very good thing in rebuilding, strengthening, and developing a banana industry and other kinds of enterprises that will allow us to have strong and vibrant rural areas. And throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we would be recognized as a country who, through its investment in people, who in matching knowledge with what is possible for us as Vincentians, we would build and rebuild and strengthen an agricultural industry, not only about bananas, but about everything tropical. It is my assessment, and I say it quite a number of times, St. Vincent and the Grenadines is everything tropical. And if we wanted to doubt that, we had to doubt the man who brought the breadfruit. The extent to which what they saw here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines made them want to be the first here in St. Vincent.
Seamoss is noted to be one of the most powerful superfoods in the Caribbean and is considered to be very beneficial to our health. Seamoss is normally produced and used in St. Vincent and the Grenadines to make foods such as ice cream, yogurt, cottage cheese, and others. On Monday, 29th April 2019, the largest quantity of Seamoss was exported in a single shipment. Minister of Agriculture, Rural Transformation, Forestry, Fisheries, Industry and Labour, Honorable Soboto Caesar, was present at the Argyle International Airport for the exportation of the Seamoss.
What we are seeing here today is a coming together of the hard work and dedication of several stakeholders in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. SUSGREN has done an excellent job in ensuring that the management of the process is put together. And we must recognize the very hard and diligent work of the FAO in the Eastern Caribbean, working with several member states. The Ministry of Agriculture, we have established in our country an Agri-Export Strategy Initiative. In the aftermath of the removal of trade preferences for bananas, it is clear that there's a future in agriculture and in fisheries, also in forestry. And what we did, we took our time, we met with several exporters from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and we linked these exporters with potential importers in the United States of America. Today, we are witnessing the largest quantity of Seamoss to be exported in a single shipment. Currently, the going price on the American market is $10 per pound. And what we are going to do as a ministry, we are going to work with SUSGREN, we're going to work with the Myro Explorers and the Union Island Multi-Purpose Cooperative to ensure that we can mass produce this so that St. Vincent and the Grenadines can develop a prime industry to export Seamoss not only to the United States of America, but also to Canada, to Europe, and other places in the Caribbean. I want to especially recognize the hard work of Mr. Odwin Andrews, who worked for a while with the Ministry of Agriculture in the PR area, in the communications unit, and he's now in the Grenadines working along with SUSGREN and other organizations to ensure that we continue this excellent work and this excellent program. One thing that you're going to notice when you visit the Grenadines is that this is done by vertical farming, and it is very unique there in the Grenadines, in Myro and in Union, and we are encouraging more young persons to work with these organizations strategically to ensure that this excellent quality that we have, that it is maintained and it is improved in ways that we can improve it, and to ensure that the Ministry of Agriculture, that we continue to do our work in ensuring that the markets are available. We have not only one box, but several boxes. This is one shipment, and there is a demand, I was told by Mr. Barnell, for 10,000 pounds of Seamoss on a weekly basis going into Miami. And I'm also happy that Amerijet will be facilitating the process. Keith continues to do really good work in the movement of the product, and I really want to encourage consumers out there to see St. Vincent and the Grenadines as a destination for purchase. Yes, we are building a modern medicinal cannabis industry. We're exporting cattle to Grenada. We are working to ensure that we maintain our markets for root crops and plantains and bananas in the region. But we are also ensuring that there are new commodities coming on stream. It makes me feel very proud today as the Minister of Agriculture in St. Vincent and the Grenadines to have on display such a large quantity of this product, something that a lot of other countries cannot boast of at this this moment.
On this week's How to Do segment, we'll show you how to construct a fish aggregating device which aids in attracting more fish. Just look on and learn.
Pods are made up basically of 3 different components. There's a floating section, an attraction section, and an anchor section. The anchor section is to hold the fad in place. The attraction section is what is used to attract the fishes. This is normally a rope with a tarpaulin or chicken strap attached. The floating section is normally composed of buoys that keeps the fad afloat and makes it visible to fishermen. The anchors that are being constructed today are steel drums cut in half that are filled with concrete and are reinforced using steel. Following this construction would be the floating section, which will consist of buoys and a flagpole. The flagpole is to make the fad more visible to the fishermen. There will also be a radar reflector placed on the top of this floating section so that it will reflect the sunlight during the day, making it visible to fishermen. In addition, there will also be a light that's placed onto this floating section. And the purpose of this light is to enable the fishermen to see the fad during night hours.
Here are the news and announcements.
Fisherman's Day month of activities will be launched on Friday, May 10th, 2019 at the Agriculture Input Warehouse, Kingstown Fish Market, commencing at 10 a.m. The theme for this year's celebrations is Climate Change Affects the Ocean. Fish responsibly to sustain the industry. And the slogan is, we fish it, you dish it.
We will wrap things up for this week's program. For more information, feel free to contact us at the Communications Unit within the Ministry of Agriculture at 456-1111, extension 312 or 472, or email us at citumaf2@hotmail.com. Remember, you can view more of Agri Business Now programs on our YouTube channel, Agri Business Now St. Vincent, or like our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/agribusinessnow to get more updates. Until next time, I am your host, Nakisa Samuel. Thank you for viewing and do have yourselves a wonderful evening.